Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Bobi, aka Paginator, and I'm here today with my Book of the Month box. You guys, it's spring break. Like, as I'm filming this, school has just got out. I've just gotten home from my last day of school before spring break. Oh, I'm so excited to have some time away. Oh, yay. And I have my Book of the Month box, which actually came a couple of days ago, but I haven't been able to get to the post office because we had parent-teacher conferences 2 nights in a row in the evening, and I was at the school till 8 o'clock at night, and it's a whole thing. But we have the box now. And of course, I already know what the books are in this box, because with Book of the Month, you get to pick which ones you get. I was with Book of the Month for about a year, and then I unsubscribed for a little while, and then I thought, you know what, I want to do this again. So I chose my book for the month, and then I also did one add-on. So we're going to see 2 books in this box. And I think we're also going to have a little chat about reading slumps and things. So let's start with the books. The first one is The Keeper of Night by Kylie Lee Baker. This is an interesting cover, wouldn't you say? Death is her destiny is what this says right here. Interesting. So this tells us, half British Reaper, half Japanese Shinigami, Ren Scarborough has been collecting souls in the London streets for centuries. Expected to obey the harsh hierarchy of the Reapers, who despise her due to her mysterious mother and even more mysterious Shinigami powers, Ren conceals her emotions and avoids her tormentors as best she can. When her failure to control her developing Shinigami abilities drives Ren out of London, she flees to Japan in search of the acceptance she's never gotten from her fellow Reapers. Accompanied by her younger brother, the only being on Earth to care for her, Ren enters Yomi, the Japanese underworld, to serve the goddess of death, only to learn that there, too, she must prove herself worthy. Determined to earn respect, Ren accepts an impossible task: find and eliminate 3 dangerous yokai demons. With help from only her brother and a new ally who might be less than trustworthy, Ren will learn how far she'll go to claim her place at death's side. I have traditionally really loved books that involve Japanese kind of mythology and yokai demons and things like that, so I am excited about this one for sure. And then the other one was an author pick, and you might be familiar with this author as well, Miss Ruta Sepetys. Anyway, I Must Betray You. This is her new book. This was like, oh, click, getting it. Don't even know what it's about. This says Romania 1989. Communist regimes are crumbling across Europe. 17-year-old Cristian Florescu dreams of becoming a writer, but Romanians aren't free to dream, and they are bound by rules and force. Amid the tyrannical dictatorship of Nicolae Ceausescu, in a country governed by isolation and fear, Christian is blackmailed by the secret police to become an informer. He's left with only 2 choices: betray everyone and everything he loves, or use his position to creatively undermine the most notoriously evil dictator in Eastern Europe. Christian risks everything to unmask the truth behind the regime, give voice to fellow Romanians, and expose to the world what is happening in his country. He eagerly joins the revolution to fight for change when the time arrives, but what is the cost of the freedom? Okay, this is cool. She always writes historical fiction, and she is so good at it, so I'm confident that I'm going to enjoy this book. This came with 2 bookmarks, and they both say the same thing. New books, same laundry, I'm not folding. Speaking of new books, whilst I am on spring break, I am going to be going to my favorite bookstore in the world, the King's English in Salt Lake City. I'm not sure what day, but I'm going to get there at some point. I have some store cash there that is going to expire at the end of March, so I need to go purchase. And I read all of my books in February on the TBR plus all the bonus ones, so I have earned a privilege of going book shopping. So you'll probably see a little haul. I'm going to try to keep it little for various reasons. We'll see how much self-control I can muster. Send me good vibes. Send me good vibes. Also, I just wanted to chat with you guys a little bit about reading. I have been in such a slump. I don't know what the deal is, but I can't seem to focus. I started reading House of Sky and Breath. I got about 100 pages in and just really got lost. Like, I couldn't progress forward. I couldn't motivate myself. And then I tried another book and got a few pages in, got stuck. Like, I've tried 4 or 5 different books. And I'm really, really struggling. I don't know if it's just the books that I'm picking or if it's my mindset. I've been super stressed about my thesis recently, and that, like, the stress level has gone down. It's still there. I still have another deadline in the process coming up pretty soon, but I feel good about where I'm at, and I feel like I'm going to be able to finish by the deadline. It'll be okay. But since I'm feeling a lot more at peace, more calm today, I'm kind of wondering if we should just throw in a little impromptu, like, challenge or game or something to help me, like, maybe pick out a couple new books to try. What can we do? Okay, I have an idea. I think what we'll do is use these 2 books, and then I'll pull up my TBR on Goodreads, do a randomizing or like a random number generator maybe kind of thing, and we'll pick like maybe 3 more, and I will sit down and take a few minutes to read the first few pages of each one, and then come back and tell you which one I'm going to try. And everybody cross your fingers that this one will help get me out of my slump. But first, let's pick what books we're going to go through. So, of course, we have these 2 that just came from Book of the Month, and I'm going to open up Goodreads on my iPad here. Alright, I've got my want to read shelf on Goodreads pulled up here, as well as a random number generator, and I am going to select 3 different books. The last time I tried to hold up a random number generator in front of the camera, it was really glary and it was kind of awkward. You're just going to have to trust me that I'm picking the number that this comes up with. When I do this, I like to hit it 3 times, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that gives me number 327. I do have tons of books on my want to read shelf. So if I have that particular book here physically, I will pull it off the shelf and use it. If I don't, then I'll go like the next number higher or lower, look for that one, because some of these are ones that I just want to read and I don't physically have. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, we're looking for number 327 on my list. And oh boy. Okay, this is an exciting one. We have The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni. This is the sequel to The Prison Healer, and in that book, it's like kind of very it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It is dystopian. It's set in a prison. Our main character is the healer in a prison. She's lived there since she's been a child, and through a series of circumstances, she ends up in a competition for her very life. As a representative for someone else. It's kind of a I volunteer as tribute situation. But I don't want to say more than that, because in case you haven't read it, I don't want to spoil it. But it was fantastic, and this is the sequel. I am very, very excited about this. So that will be another selection out of our 5 that we're going to look at. Alright, we're going to hit that random number generator 1, 2, 3 more times, and it now has number 127. It's really liking the 27 situation there, so we'll look for this book on my list. Alright, we have Daughter of Smoke and Bone. No, I have never read this series. I found the entire trilogy for about $5 altogether at a thrift store and picked it up, and I know so many people love this series by Laini Taylor. I really don't know what it's about, so all that it says on the back is, from master storyteller and National Book Award finalist Laini Taylor comes a sweeping and gorgeously written modern fantasy about a forbidden love, an ancient and epic battle, and hope for a world remade. No idea. Alright, we need 1 more. So we're going to hit it 1, 2, 3 times, and 302. And we have another sequel. We got Waking Gods by Sylvan Newell. This is the sequel to, oh crap, what was the first one? Has a hand. The Themis Files is the name of the series. Crap, what's the first one? Dang. Sleeping Giants. Sleeping Giants is the first one. And then it's Waking Gods. And then the third one, Only Human. This is science fiction. It is adult science fiction, I believe. And it is about a scientist named Rose. And there was a giant hand, like giant metal hand, that was discovered. And this leads to mysteries, perhaps robotic situations, perhaps, I don't know. I'm really scared to like spoil things when it comes to sequels. I just remember really enjoying the first one. All right. We've got 5 books here, assuming that they're all going to be good. Which one am I going to read? Like, really try to dive into to break this slump. All right, so I think what I'll do is read the first few pages of each of these books and put on a little music. You can sit and watch me read, or you can fast forward till you see me talking again. Okay, I've narrowed it down to these 2. I'm going to do a little bit more skimming and scanning and make a decision. All right, are we ready? I have made a decision, and the winner is I Must Betray You. I will tell you, the first couple pages like just completely sucked me in, and then as I was like starting to look through the other books and read a first little bit, I kept thinking about what I read in the beginning of this one, and I thought, okay, this is a sign. But then I picked up the Lynette Noni book, and I was like, oh, but it's Kiva, and it's her story, and I want to see what happens to her. But in the end, this one won out over the other ones, and yeah, so just for fun, there's a little, like, kind of a prologue thing. It's not called a prologue, but this is so beautifully written, I would like to share it with you. Do you mind? If you don't want to hear it, you can fast forward to the end. I don't know. Beneath the gilded frame. They lived in darkness, breathing shadows. Hands plunged deep within their pockets, hiding frozen fingers balled into fists. They avoided the eyes of others. To look into the face of fear brought risk of getting trapped in its undertow. But somehow, invisible eyes, they were forever upon them, even in the darkest darkness. Watching. Always watching. Isn't that good? I could keep going because this whole passage is really beautiful, but no. That would not work. Cool. Okay. I'm really hoping this can help me get out of my slump. Sometimes just stepping out of your normal genre helps as well, and I haven't been reading a whole lot of historical fiction lately, so maybe this will help me. Plus, it's Ruta Sepetys, like, it's going to be well written. I already know that. So there we go. This has been good. I'm glad I decided to throw in this little picking a new book challenge for myself. In the meantime, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.